Okay, folks, section 16.1, solving two-step equations. All right, now, two steps means I'm going to have to do two things before the variable is by itself. What does it mean to solve? Raise your hand. Emma. Get the variable by itself. Okay? Now, what we've been working on, we've had just one thing happening to the variable. Okay? Let's look at this first example here. Aiden. Is the variable by itself? No. What's with the variable? Positive 7 is with the variable. And, Elizabeth, and 3. So now the question is, which do I get rid of first? Oh, hands are going up all over the place. Good. Zachary?
You get rid of 3.
No, I don't get rid of 3. I guess what I do get rid of, Zachary? 7. Zachary, there's a little rule that I like to follow that just helps me remember it. And I say get rid of the thing farthest from the variable. And literally, the 7 is the farthest thing away from the variable. But really, when you're solving equations, we do the opposite of PEMDAS. SADMAP. Right? We add and subtract. We get rid of that stuff first. Then we multiply or divide, get rid of that stuff. Okay? And we'll talk about parentheses and exponents later. Right now, we're just talking really about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So we're going to add and subtract first. Then we're going to multiply and divide. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of that 7. How do I get rid of that 7? Nice. Vivian?
Since it's adding, then you say subtract 7.
I want to subtract 7 from both sides because it's algebra. So subtract 7 here, subtract 7 there. What happens, raise your hand, what happens to these two 7s? The positive 7 and the negative 7, David?
They cancel out.
And what am I left with, David?
3x.
3x. Okay? Now, what happens to these two terms? Daniel? When we put them together, we get negative 12. Now I'm getting closer. Now I'm getting closer. The variable is still not by itself. What do I do to get this variable, Bailey, by itself? Divide 3x by 3. And I get x is equal to negative 12. Oh! Bailey remembers that she is in algebra. And what I do to one side, I've got to do to the other. I'm going to divide them both by 3. What is negative 12 divided by positive 3, Moreau? Negative 4. Now, I'm almost done. This is certainly my solution. I need to check it. And to check my solution, I rewrite the original equation, except that instead of a variable, I put parentheses. And what do I put in those parentheses, Elizabeth? I put negative 4 in there. Now let's simplify this. Simplify. What do you think of when I say the word simplify? Emma. PEMDAS. Okay? So what should I do first to simplify this stuff up there? Barrett.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
What you should do is to simplify. You should do multiplication.
Okay.
Or parentheses. Then in parentheses, so that is the equation. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12.
Negative 12 plus 7 is equal to negative 5. Can I simplify anything on the right side, Barrett?
No.
I can't. Now I've got these two terms left on the left, or remaining on the left side. Hannah, what do I get when I put negative 12 and positive 7 together?
You would get
Negative 5. So did I get the right solution when I worked it out?
yes.
I did, because this is a true statement. Beautiful. Nicely done. Let's look at the next one. Okay. X, oh, it's getting pretty complicated. You guys look like you're doing some math now. It's pretty nice. X over 2 minus 3 equals 1. What's the first thing that I want to do? Allie? Add 3 to both sides. Now I'm gonna rewrite this just because I like working with my handwriting. And Allie says that I need to add 3 to both sides. Okay. Now, raise your hand. Tell me, what do I still have remaining on the left side, Vivian?
X over 2.
X over 2. And what do I have on the right side now? Raise your hand. Rowan. 4. Okay. Now we're closer, but remember it's 2 steps. The X is still not by itself. David, what do I need to do here?
You need to, let's see, multiply 4 by 2.
And X over 2 is equal to 8. Bailey, am I right? What are we doing in here?
No, I know. You need to multiply the other side.
This is algebra, David. We got to multiply both sides by 2, don't we? So, David, what happens to this 2 and this 2?
They cancel.
They cancel and leave me with what? X. And Aiden, what do I get on the right side? 8. Now, I'm almost done, but it says check your solution. So, I'm going to rewrite the equation just like they gave it to me, except I'm going to put parentheses in place of the variable. And what am I going to put in the place of those parentheses, Elise? 8. Elise, what is 8 over 2? Now it says simplify. I mean, we need to simplify when we're checking. Okay, and simplify means what, Elise? PEMDAS. So you're going to do this division first. 8 divided by 2 is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. What do I get when I put those two things together? Did I get the right answer? I did. Nicely done. Thank you, Elise. Let's look at the next one. Oh, nice. Emily, this says solve 7 minus 4y is equal to 19. Can you just look at it and tell what the answer is? I can't. That's why we did those easy problems to learn what we're supposed to do, so that now we just follow, we know how to use inverse operations to isolate the variable. So 7 minus 4y is equal to 19. Emily, what should I do first? I need to get rid of the 7. And how do I make that 7 go away, Emily? If I add 7, that gives me 14. Do you agree? What would make that, this is a positive 7, isn't it?
Oh, yes, so
Minus 7, right? But it's algebra, Barrett.
So we have to do that one side, we have to do the other side.
I have to do it to the other side as well. What happens to these two 7s, Hannah?
They cancel out.
And I'm left with what?
You are left with 12.
Okay, 12, but what's on this side?
Oh, negative 4y.
Negative 4y. Good. Because that negative goes with the 4, doesn't it? So it stays there. Isabella, what do I do now? Divide by 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Okay. And
And you get y.
y.
You get negative 3.
And I get negative 3 on the other side. Good. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's plug it in. I mean, let's check our solution. So it's 7 minus 4 parentheses is equal to 19. And what do I put in the parentheses? Negative 3. Moreau, what does it mean to you when I say simplify? PEMDAS.
Or
It doesn't mean PEMDAS?
it does.
It does. Okay. Can I do anything to the stuff in the parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? Yes. What am I multiplying? And when I do negative 4 and negative 3, what do I get? Positive what? 12. And Moreau, when I put 7 and positive 12 together, what do I get? I'm sorry? 19. Did we get the right answer? Nice. We got the right answer. Okay? Remember, guys, this is a negative 4 times a negative 3. And that turns into a positive 12. All right? Last one. Car repair. I drive a Scion, which I really like. It's a little car. I don't care much for cars. I mean, I don't dislike cars, but I don't care about them. As long as my car starts and gets me to from point A to point B, and it has air conditioning, I do it comfortably, then I'm happy. And my car's gonna come. I don't have to take it to the shop. Knock on wood. Watch, today I'll need to, right? Because I said that. But apparently this person needs to go to the car repair place. It says the total cost of repairing a car is the sum of the amount paid for parts and the amount paid for labor. Okay. You paid $78 for parts and $45 for each hour of labor. The total cost to repair the car was $168. How many hours did it take to repair the car? Now guys, this is important when we are doing story problems or word problems. The question that they ask us, the thing that we're looking for, that is the variable. What am I looking for here? What did they say? What do they want us to find? Rowan? The hours. So H stands for hours of labor. Okay? How can I write an equation for this? Remember, the total cost is equal to the parts plus the amount I pay in labor. How do I write an equation for that, Zachary?
45
45, because that's how much I pay every hour. So I multiply that times the number of hours. 45H, okay, so that's how much I pay in labor. Minus 78? They give that back to me? Plus 78. I have to pay for the parts too. Okay. Am I done? Is that my equation? I don't even have an equal sign. It can't be my equation. Right? Emma? Equals 168. Nice. Okay. Now how do I get that variable by itself so I know how many hours? Daniel? Minus 78 on both sides. Okay. So on the left side, what do I have remaining on the left side, Elizabeth? 45H. What do I get on the right side when I put those two things together? Vivian? 90. And Aiden, what do I do now? Divide each side by 45. I like it. And Aiden, finish this off for us. What do I have on the left? H. And what does H stand for? The hours of labor. And how many hours was it? 2. So it took them 2 hours to work on my car. Remember, the thing they ask for is always the variable. You know that, and then you put stuff around the variable to write your equation. Okay? Excellent job. You're ready for your homework.